It's Sunday morning, about 15 minutes until I climb up Ven Top. I don't know how this is going to go with this low carb diet. I might run out of energy after about an hour. I don't know, but let's find out, see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it, and it's not the most exciting climb on Zwift, but it'd be good to get onto Discord and have a chat with some of the guys as well. So I'm going to do this and I'll let you know how it goes afterwards. Fingers crossed that there are still no Zwift crashes. Well, I did it. 2 positives from that ride. Firstly, Zwift didn't cut out, so that's a thumbs up. And secondly, is I managed to get to the top. It was a struggle, I'm going to be honest, and even about an hour in I was thinking, I'm not sure I'm going to get to the top here. We did it in 109 minutes 58, and clearly, had it not been for the band, I think by the time we got to the top, I would have been about a third of the way up, I think. I was doing mostly grey zone effort throughout, about 1 watt per kilogram, and I didn't have any more energy in my legs at all. I think, well, I'm assuming that is the effect of going low carb last week, going keto. I just didn't have anything to give more than what the good thing is I could keep my legs turning, but I couldn't put out any strong power or any oomph in it at all. So I was at the back of the pack for the whole ride, and a huge thank you to everybody who pulled the group up and those strong guys at the front. I feel so sorry for Jay Jonesy. We literally came to within less than a kilometre from the top, and he had a power cut, which is absolutely gutting. I feel so sorry. That's literally the worst time you could possibly have something cut out after, you know, a long ride, nearly at the top, nearly getting that route badge, and everything goes off. But yeah, I think you carried on to the end, so great effort once the power did come back on. Yeah, so just over 2 hours on the bike, taking the whole route into consideration, and then the nice coast down afterwards. So considering I had no energy, I'm really pleased I pushed through to get to a nice long ride. So it was done and dusted. I'm not a huge fan of Ven Top, and I think that was the general consensus of a lot of people on the Discord chat, is just that it's just long and boring. At least on the Alp to Zwift, you get the corners, you count down, there's different things to see, it's a little bit more visual, and I guess a little bit more fun. But it's done for the second time I've done it, and yes, I will at some point eventually do it on my own. I've only done it twice as part of banded group rides, but yeah, good to get it done. And to pick up the keto then, so it's Monday today. Yesterday I was in day 5 of keto, and yeah, I think the tiredness and the lack of energy that I was having in the ride was caused by the keto. I did feel a little bit tired in points. It's really weird. It's like a bounce effect. Like 1 minute I'm feeling quite tired, the next minute I feel like actually I've got a bit of energy, and then I'm tired again and I've got a bit of energy. So it's a bit of a weird one. Again, sticking to the diet completely, well under 20 grams of carbs for the day. We went over to my in-laws, and my wife cooked a lovely, it was a roast dinner, but we had different bits. We had some celeriac in, which don't think I've ever had before, but celeriac in cream sauce with bacon, which was lovely, and some greens on the side, with a nice big joint of lamb. So, no, pork, it was pork. But I really enjoyed that. So I'm slowly coming around to the idea of these other things that we can create. Tonight we had fajitas, so you can get these fajitas, low carb, 4 gram fajitas, and they were okay. They were okay, but with a bit of spices and stuff in the chicken, and a bit of veg in there as well. And overall, that was about 10 grams of carbs. What I'm doing in the morning is, every morning since doing keto so far, I'm having an omelette, sometimes with bacon, sometimes without, but with a load of cheese in there as well. So I think the idea of this, and the reading I've been done, is the idea is to keep the fat content high, because that is obviously what your energy source is going to be going forward, and try not to do not to get your protein too high. It's a bit of a balancing effect. I'm trying to keep an eye on it. My wife's done really well. She's lost about 1.5 stone on it in 5 weeks. I think this is week number 5. So yeah, and most of my lunches are just snacky, meaty lunches with a bit of cheese on the side or something like that. So, but I think I'm starting to lose the hunger pangs. I seem to be wanting snacks less often. You know, I'm ready to eat when it's breakfast, lunch and dinner, but I'm not sort of snacking in between, which is really good. So I think it's suppressed my appetite a bit. I just want that sort of energy level to come back up. I had spoke to a couple of people following my previous video about it and saying that you actually lose a fair amount of your top end power whilst you're on keto anyway, and you don't really get that back. So I'm kind of expecting not to hit the point that I was maybe at back end of the summer last year. But the overall thing at the moment has got to be getting the weight off. Getting this weight off will get my watts per kilogram up, and you know, I wasn't really going to increase my FTP much more than what it was. I don't know, who knows what it would be now, but I wasn't ever going to increase that a great deal more. My benefit will come from the weight loss, and I just, as I said last week, I feel rubbish and it needs to come off. So it's been going okay so far. I was going to weigh in today, but I have decided to leave it the full 7 days and do a week weigh in every Tuesday. So I'll do that tomorrow and I'll let you know how it goes. I'm not riding the bike today. Tomorrow we got the Tuesday trundle. I'm kind of a bit caught because there's a football match that I might go to tomorrow night as well, a playoff semi-final. So I'm not quite sure which I'm going to do yet. But what I did do is there was quite a bit of interest following the RGT test that I did, and I've actually set up a ride for Wednesday evening, 9 o'clock. So by the time you're seeing this video, that might have been and gone, but if not, the link will be in the description below for you to come and join us. And RGT is a free platform to come and join an event. So all you need to do is download the app, sign up, download the app, and then click on the link that you get either in Facebook or the description below or on Discord or wherever, and then join the ride from there. Unfortunately, as a free member, you can't do free riding or set your own events up. I think it's only like $6.99 a month anyway, so it's not like it costs anywhere near as much as Zwift. But if you want to give it a go and come with us on one of those rides, then feel free. As I said before, we're not moving away from Zwift. Zwift is T2.5's home, but I like to just test some other options and other platforms, especially when there's moments when Zwift is crashing and having problems. It's just nice to see what other platforms are doing. So yeah, I will come back tomorrow and let you know what I am doing, whether it's football or riding. But I might try and fit, if I decide to do the football, I might try and fit in a different ride anyway. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. So it's Tuesday and weigh-in day. 7.5 pounds. Not bad for the first week. As expected, lots of water weight coming out and all of that stuff that always happens with a diet. But yeah, off to a good start. Still sticking to it. I am struggling a little today. I do kind of fancy eating something with carbs, even bread or potatoes or rice, and then obviously chocolate and stuff like that. So having one of those days where I'm kind of feeling it. And one thing I'm really noticing, and I hope it's to do with the diet and nothing else, is the last sort of 3 or 4 nights I've been up to the toilet countless times. I'm talking 6, 7 times. I have done a bit of Googling. Does seem relatively normal. I would just thought after 7 days that kind of would have stopped with all the water weight coming out and stuff. So I'm drinking electrolyte drinks, just trying to keep that up. But I'm happy with 7.5. It's a good start. Long may it continue. Let's see what that settles into on an average kind of weekly weight loss, I guess, going forward. So that's good. Big news today. Weirdly, just as we started testing it, RGT has been acquired by Wahoo. With, I believe, the idea that there's going to be a lot of additional investment, especially in advertising and stuff like that, trying to get it out there, you know, much like Zwift do. You see Zwift adverts fairly regularly on different things, different platforms, but hopefully they'll do that with RGT as well. I don't know, and it seems, I mean, I've only quickly read the information, but it seems like they're going to be aiming more towards the Magic Roads route, where you can add your own GPX files in, create your route and ride it, rather than sort of the Zwift Worlds option where you've got lots of different routes around one island, one place basically. So yeah, we'll see how it goes and see how that changes over time. What that does mean though is you now have to sign up to Wahoo and a thing called Wahoo, Wahoo X, which gives you access to both what is now called Wahoo RGT and Wahoo System, which, am I right in saying that used to be Sufferfest? I read that somewhere. I don't know much about that myself and I've never tested it, but now I've got access to both. I can at least give it a go. It's Thursday, it's race day, at least it's supposed to be. I didn't think I was going to finish work on time to jump on the race tonight. Then I did, but stupidly tried to use the time that I had to move the room around, and it's now 2 minutes into the race, and the moving around I've done, so I'll show you, behind me, I've just got a, is that focusing? There's a TV that we had upstairs that we weren't using. It was waiting basically to go in my daughter's bedroom, but I've kind of borrowed that to see what it's like, and yeah, I've plugged it in and turned it on, and there's no button on the physical TV anywhere, and I can't find the remote. Despite the TV being stored properly away, the TV remote isn't with it, so I can't turn it on. And now I haven't got time to put everything back. I mean, the room is an absolute tip now, where I've moved the stuff that was against that wall. So yeah, no race for me tonight, annoyingly. On the flip side, I was going to record this morning and say how I feel like I'm more energetic and I'm feeling better after the sluggishness of going on keto for a little while. And then sort of lunchtime happened, and this afternoon I've been exhausted. That could be work. I have been in another really busy week this week at work. So it could be that, but I'm very, very tired. So maybe I wouldn't do very well in the race anyway. But I'm going to try and find an alternative to getting this TV to work. I've tried an app on my phone, but I don't have an infrared thing on my phone. See if I can find an alternative, and then, well, whether that works or not, I've got to tidy this room up now, which is not really what I wanted to be doing this evening. But yeah, I'm going to give it a go. I'll show you the finished product if I get there. I don't think I will tonight, but if I get it done within a reasonable time, I might jump on and do some sort of ride, but we'll see. I did find a solution to the telly. There's a tiny little toggle switch on the back that can go up and down and push in. I had no idea it was there. I just kept searching and eventually found it. So I got it turned on and it works, which is really good. I haven't done a test ride yet, which I will do coming up in the next few days just to see how it rides. We've got the Saturday bandy group ride tomorrow, so I'll try it during them. Hopefully it's alright. Stuck a couple of pictures back on the wall because obviously you're not using the projector anymore. So yeah, moving forward the setup. When I finally get it finished, I'll give you guys a view of it. But it's just a mess in here at the moment. I've got a little bit of work left to do, but that's all good. We have a new channel member, Chris Swan, or Swanee. Thank you so much for signing up for channel membership on Buy Me a Coffee. If it's something that you're interested in to support the channel, head to buymeacoffee.com/target 2.5, or you can join on YouTube. Little button down, is it that side? You can just click join on there and sign up that way too. And any support is greatly appreciated. It's amazing. Thank you so much. We did a test this week on RGT. We did a banded group ride test just to see what it would be like. And I'll put the footage in now as I'm talking. I thought it was really, really good, if I'm honest. The band, I don't know how the band is different to Zwift, but we didn't end up strung out on the road. There were no... You know, when you go over a hill in Zwift, you get that kind of pull up if you're towards the back. There is none of that. And there were moments where I was just putting out like half a watt a kilogram and I was at the front of the pack. So it just felt like the pack was more of a normal pack riding group, which I really, really liked. We did quite a good course. We did 2 laps and it had a couple of hills in it here and there. It was really another really good test just to do it as a group. And we did have someone that dropped off the back, and we weren't too sure what would happen at that point, whether the band would snap like it does on Zwift or whether it'd catch up. Eventually, they did manage to catch back up and join back in with the band, and I don't know whether they got assistance to catch up or whether it was just the effort they were putting in to catch up with the group, because we hit a hill and he caught up pretty rapidly. The one thing I really, really do like is there's a little band symbol next to your name if you're in the band. I mean, how simple is that, but how brilliant, because then you know you're in the band or not. Sometimes on Zwift it's a little bit like, the band snapped, am I in a band, am I not in a band? I've joined late, am I in it, am I not? And just the simple symbol to tell you whether that you are is absolutely brilliant. The map, I didn't notice the map before, a little map on the right hand side that you can see as you're going around. I think that's really cool. You can see the whole map that you're doing. On Zwift it's sort of the local area that you're cycling around, so I quite like that you get to see the whole map of the course. I think those were really, really good things. A couple of, not negative things, but things that need to be worked on in my view. The chat box. I love that it's a chat box rather than just speech bubbles that come up on Zwift. It's a proper chat box so you can follow the chat and understand what's going on. The problem with it is you type a message, it comes up, the chat box comes up, and then it disappears really quickly. So if you're not paying attention, you don't necessarily see all of the chat. And there were a couple of instances where I was sort of looking down and I went back to write another message, press send, and then realised there are a few messages from before that I'd missed. And I think that's a bit of a shame, because I quite like the fact that it's a box and you can see all the chat history. I know you can on the Zwift companion app, but it would just be good if it could stay on the screen. And I know there's not a lot of real estate on the screen to fit it, but I think that would be something that would be a lot better. Talking of companion apps, the companion app that comes with RGT, I haven't tried yet, but apparently you can't, the chat function in there doesn't keep up with the ride very well. So it's a very basic app, and it's something that I will look at going forward. But it did mean, I know I didn't download it, but I was having to grab hold of my computer keyboard to type, which is, I've now found it easier than I used to type on the companion app on my phone. So something to be worked on, I think. One thing I do like though, and I think it just shows the way that RGT are heading, is when you go to leave the ride, the very first option at the top is to give feedback. Before any of the other options, settings or anything, it's the first option to give feedback on the ride. And if you click on it, you can just put a little bit of feedback off and send it. And I love that it's clicked to put it at the top. It says to me that they are interested in what people think and they want to make improvements. So hopefully this competition that might come between RGT and Zwift now, if it becomes a competition, means that we get things that people want to be implemented in the platforms pretty soon. But I really enjoyed it. We are doing another RGT ride. If you're watching this video when it comes out on Sunday, there is a ride tonight at 7 o'clock. We're doing an elimination race around the velodrome. I'm really looking forward to that. The more people that turn up, obviously the longer it will go for. We're having 4 laps of positioning, and then every 2 laps the rider in the last position will be eliminated. And the reason I've gone for so many laps is it's only a half a kilometre course, so you know, I wanted to give us some sort of riding, because if you get knocked out early on, it might be quite a short race. So I'm really looking forward to that. If you're in time, the link's below, and you can come along to that as well. The other rides that we've got this week: Tuesday night, the Tuesday Trundle, our weekly unbanded hour-long ride, where we just get on, have a chat on Discord and ride around a relatively flat course, because it keeps us together, because it's unbanded. It gives, you know, the sort of slower riders the chance to keep up in the group, or the larger riders like myself on a hill, I've got no chance of keeping up with the main group. So that's Tuesday night, 7:30 UK time. Thursday night is our race, 6:30 UK time. The D's go off first, with the C's a minute after, the B's a minute after that, and then the A's a minute after that. Always good fun, and some pretty close racing sometimes in those as well. So looking forward to that. And then Saturday we have our banded group ride, which is the most chilled out ride of the week that we do. We just get on at 11 AM on Saturday morning UK time, mostly just to have a chat on Discord, have a casual ride around. I definitely take advantage of the band on a Saturday morning and just sit in and just turn the legs over basically, but we do some interesting courses there as well. Anyway, all of those, the links to all of those rides in the description below, so come along, and it will be on Facebook and Discord as well. So come along to those if you're interested. Before I go, let's have a quick chat about diet. It's going really, really well so far. I'm sticking to it easier than I thought I would. That might have come from a year of doing vegan and having to stick to that, but I think I'm learning the things that I can and can't have. We're sort of implementing new ideas in like celeriac, never had that before, and a few other things that we're trying. There's a few low carb options of noodles and rice, which are made from, I don't even know what they're made from, but obviously not wheat or rice. But yeah, I'm quite pleased. I'm getting maybe a little bit bored of having omelette every single morning. You can get things like low carb cereals, but they're, I mean, you get a tiny amount. It just wouldn't fill me up. So having an omelette every morning. Yesterday lunchtime was the first time in a while I just didn't feel like eating food. I had a pack of nuts on my desk, so I just had like a handful of those, and that was about it. And then evening meals, we're trying to mix things up in terms of what you could do with just a plate of meat and your limited veg that you can eat. But it's going really well. Let's see what Tuesday brings in terms of the weigh-in. But that is the end of this week's video. If you have enjoyed it, do hit like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.